Okay, I'm in a super secret location. I can't divulge where I'm at, guys, but I'm on a working vacation. I'm working the whole time, um, but I know that none of you feel bad for me. I wanted to answer a few questions though, while I have the opportunity, while my wife's getting ready for dinner. Okay, so the this question is regarding temperature checks, which I think is a very valid one, being that this is going to impact many families as we sort of enter this unknown of returning to school. And I don't care if it's right now. It could be, these things could become a normal, which I don't necessarily agree with. I would hope that we do everything in our power to stave off this becoming some kind of new normal, with regards to temperature checks and things of that nature, once COVID is under control. Because, guys, we have a cyclical reality in life, and that's just called sickness. And it doesn't matter whether it's the cold, whether it's the flu. Guys, I have clients of mine that have something called pandas. I have clients of mine that, due to the nature of their immune system, will have periods to where they'll have a spiked fever, and there's no rhyme or reason why, but it could end up being interpreted, and this is another reason why I think that taking a cautionary approach when it comes to the masks, illness, I don't care what it is, guys. I want to take a reasoned approach to all of this, because I'm not thinking about the now. I get the now, okay? No, there's no disagreement on the now. But I always chart the future as to how things that are occurring now could potentially become the norm, because that happens so much. And so many of the things that I fight currently were things that didn't exist in the public education realm 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 5 years ago. And it's little things like this. It's that easy to have something just become the norm. And then, 5-10 years from now, you got a whole new crop of parents, and they've never known anything else, and they didn't know that it used to be different. And that's how people slowly accept things that, quite frankly, in my viewpoint, don't have a place in the public school realm. And also are highly intrusive and teeter on being discriminatory, even if it's for or done in the name of public safety and done in the name of health. Okay, so that's sort of where I draw a line. It's not that I don't appreciate the risk. It's not that I don't recognize the risk. I do, but I also have an eye on the future after this. And I don't think about the now, because the now is being this is our reality, and it changes day to day. So I have to change my approach day to day. I have to have some forethought into thinking about the ramifications for my clients long term. And so coming in and having, let's say, the CDC guidelines have a concern for a temperature at 100.4 degrees, and the school has it at 100, then I'm not saying that the school can't get away with that. They can. Is there any kind of hard and fast rule against that? No. Could it potentially be a denial of FAPE? Yes, but it would also depend on how often your child is removed from their learning environment, and how often a removal from that learning environment results in a loss of instruction and a loss of access to the general curriculum, a loss of access to specialized instruction, to related services, those kind of things. A one-time, a two-time, even a four-time removal isn't necessarily going to result in that denial. Okay, it sort of needs to be a pattern of removals based upon that one factor. It isn't going to be this one-time violation and then voila, you've got a valid case. That's just not how any of this works. It sort of needs to be compounding, and it needs to be compounding that results in damage, and then something you can tie back to this differentiated policy that doesn't exist per the science recommendations and what doesn't exist in other neighboring school systems. Then you can start to sit there and broaden out and make a argument of discrimination. Okay, a concern, because there's a lot of our kids, especially those with immunal issues, some kids with pandas. There's some kids on the autism spectrum, guys, that they periodically run hot. They'll run a fever, and it's not for any other reason than it's a damn mystery with regards to some kids with autism and their immune system. All right, I've got a kid like that. I've had prior clients that have kids like that. So the fear about COVID is that we've entrenched this fear now of other human beings, that if they sneeze, if they cough, if they get too close to some of us, if they have a fever, then I'm telling you, we're looking at our kids, we're looking at other human beings as potential enemies, as potential carriers, and that's not healthy, guys. It's not good.